We're here with rowing head coach Wendy Davis. Wendy, we're celebrating 10 years of Gopher Rowing tonight. Just talk a little bit about the start of the program and how much it's changed since you've been named the head coach and to now.
Well, first of all, Michelle, when I got here, I had no gray hair. Okay, so that's the biggest change. We've come so far, and it's been really fun. You know, the women that were part of the club program that switched over to being Division I varsity athletes, it was a huge transition for them. But they did a fantastic job, and they really laid the groundwork for us. So it's fun to celebrate the first year, you know, along with all the rest of the years.
Talk a little bit about that first year and, you know, even moving into the boathouse and how much that has changed, and then actually eventually, you know, competing at Big Tens and NCAAs every year, and just the growth of the sport even here at Minnesota.
Well, you know, you think of them going from club program to varsity, and now instead of sleeping on gym floors, they get to sleep in hotel rooms. And but the workload and, you know, the commitment was vastly different. But it was really fun because, you know, that first year at our South Central Regatta, we were ranked 17th out of 18 schools, and we deserved it. We deserved that ranking, but we just nailed it and finished 9th overall in the course of 2 days, 3 races. So that shows the commitment that they had, and just what a great place this is to have.
Talk a little bit about some of your most memorable moments here. Talk a little bit about either it was NCAAs, what is a certain race that really stands out in your mind. Just talk about some of the fantastic moments that can go for rowing history.
You know, one of the things that doesn't get talked about but really stands out for me is 2004 at the Big Ten Championships. You know, we have heats, and then you either make it into the grand final or the petite final. And it's only 2 boats that advance to the grand final. And we were ranked 5th. We were in with 4th place Wisconsin. They were ranked 4th, and 1st place Michigan. So Michigan was supposed to have this easy cruise into the grand final. Well, Michigan was in 3rd place behind Wisconsin and us with about 40 seconds left in the race. So Michigan had to sprint like crazy to get past us. You know, we ended up in the petite final, but that next year they changed the rules because they said it's getting too hard for the #1 team to get into the grand final. That was us. We did that. So that's one of my favorite, you know, turn hit moments, but it just showed what was going on, you know, as we were getting better and better and better.
Talk a little bit about the event tonight and what everyone can expect and just the celebration of it all.
We're so excited. 10 years. I can't believe it. And, you know, it feels like we've been here for forever, and yet we are very new. So it's fun to see who's coming back, and all of you who couldn't make it because you're busy having babies, this night is for you also.
All right, thanks, Coach. We're here with Tom Perry, who runs the boathouse facility and is the Golden Gopher rigger. Tom, you've been here since the beginning of the program. Just talk a little bit about how much the program has changed from when you first came on staff with rowing to now.
Well, it's obviously changed a lot because we've changed personnel as far as rowers, but we've also changed facilities. If you'll remember, we were in a tent before, and actually not even in a tent a lot of the year because we couldn't have anything up when it was snowing out. So now we have a building. You can tell the athletes feel more like Division I athletes when they first walked into the building, and you just have this attitude that they belong, and they certainly do belong. And so it's very nice to see that transition take place. As far as the facility itself, it's a wonderful place to work. It's a new facility, so it's relatively easy to take care of, and still let the rowing team, who was the major user of the building, get good use on it.
What has been some of your most favorite memories here with the Gopher rowing program in the 10 years that you've been here?
You know, I can think of a couple offhand. There was one, and I believe it was our first year, maybe it was our second year. We were down in Iowa, and we were racing Wisconsin. We were doing a double duel. I think it was Michigan State, Wisconsin, and Iowa. And we just surprised everybody there when the varsity 8 nipped Wisconsin by a foot or two at the finish line. And I remember it was Wendy and I and JD, Wendy's husband, and everybody, we were just like, yay! And everybody else was silent, just dumbfounded, and that was wonderful. The other moment was, and it was longer than a moment, when the second varsity 8 won at the NCAAs. I knew at the 1,000-meter mark, even though I was just listening to play-by-play, but I knew that nobody was going to pass them. You could tell, and it was very, it was fun to listen to, but it was very special, knowing full well that the way they were rowing, what thoughts were going through their mind. They knew nobody was going to catch them. They got to row the last 500 meters in front of the field and knew that nobody was going to beat them, and that was really fun.
All right, thanks, Tom.